Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial. Sorry I haven't really been recording lately, been kinda busy and distracted with other things, but anyway. So, in this tutorial, I'm actually going to start a sort of series where I essentially make a sword in Blender, import it into Studio, make animations for it, and then script it all together. So just how to make a weapon from like 0 to a weapon, you know? From step 0 to the last step, whatever that would be. Anyway, so we're going to start off in this first video by making this in Blender. There's a handle guard, and a blade. Anyway, so first thing you're gonna wanna, I'll just note that I have this little thing on the bottom rather than the top. You might see this on the top instead of the bottom. And I have a lot of things on the bottom that you might have on the top. Don't worry about that. I just went into like edit preferences, and I just went to interface, I think, yeah, header position. I just changed it to bottom. Normally it's like this, but I just changed it to bottom because I like that better. Anyway, so what you're gonna do, press Shift A or press Add, and then add a cylinder. Go ahead and move it up. Now, this is gonna be the handle, so we're gonna like make it go in a little bit, so it's like kind of like an oval sort of shape. Then we're gonna go into edit mode by pressing Tab. You select it and you press Tab. Then over here, we want to make sure we're selecting faces. Select the bottom face, and this part's kind of fun. So you extrude it by pressing E. You just press E, click, press E, click, and you just do that a bunch of times. Now, if you go down here and you press this, or you can just press O, and make sure this is sharp, because normally it's like smooth. Anyway, I'm gonna show what it looks like with smooth. So like if you scale it in, okay, wait, make it smaller. If you scale it in, it'll go like that. But if you go like sharp, kind of gives it like, it rounds it off a bit better. So I usually do sharp for this sort of thing. And yeah, it makes it a lot easier to like get the bottom part nice and round just by using this. Then you can press O again to disable it, so you can move it normally again. Anyway, so now we're gonna move this up with G and then Z. That's how I'm moving it on the axis. Or you can go over here and just go like this. But I find the hotkeys easier, all the different keys you can press. So that's what I use. Anyway, move it up a little bit. Maybe like press E, right click, scale out, and extrude it up, and kind of like give it like a bit of a edge sort of thing there. That can like look like it's supporting the hand guard when we add that. Anyway, so then we have a basic handle. We can make it a little bit taller, maybe. Okay, now we're gonna make the hand guard. So there's a lot of ways to do this, just like there's a lot of ways to do anything in Blender. But how I'm gonna show you is by mirroring it. So you make one half of it, and you make it how you want it, and then you make the other half of it. So you can flatten the cube, shrink it inwards, or just shrink it in general, I guess. Then, okay, so here's one thing that's kind of useful. If you look up here, you see all these different things. It shows the axes, and you can like press them. And based on which one you press, you can get like a 2D view from that like angle sort of thing, you know? And that's pretty nice for a lot of things. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna press the X. Oh, press the X. Then that makes it a lot easier to move it and rotate it without like making it like if I were to just go in here and I kind of just eyeball it, move it and rotate it like that, it slightly goes a little bit to the left or something, you know. It doesn't quite work very good. So, but if you go like this, then since your camera angle is just right, and it works fine. And you can get something like that. Maybe make it a little bit wider. And then go like that. And know that how we're gonna mirror it over the middle of the handle. So yeah, I'll show you what I mean. Wait. So now we have the handle. We have half of the handguard. That's kind of a white handguard. We have half the handguard. So now we're going to click on the handguard, add modifier, mirror. Okay, so now it's mirroring, but what we want to do, we want to change the mirror object to the handle. And also what we want to do, we want to change the axis to whatever it is, whether it's X or Y, we need it, just whatever it is that makes it flip over it. And you can just, as I said earlier, it mirrors off of the middle, the handle. So just kind of adjust it as you need to. Anyway, so now we have a handle. Now I'm not going to press apply. I mean, you can press apply, but like, you usually want to make in a model or a mesh for Roblox. I don't usually press apply on the modifiers, because then if we want to like edit it later, it makes it a lot harder to like go into the Blender file and edit it later. But like when you export it to an FBX, all the modifiers automatically apply, and like when going to the FBX file anyway, so like it just makes it easier to just not worry about it. Anyway, so now we have the handle, we have the handguard. Now Shift A, we're gonna add a cube. This is gonna be the blade. S and then X, scale it inward. Now so what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to make the basic shape of the blade, and it's going to have flat edges. But after that, after I make the basic shape of the blade and figure that out, then I'm going to I'm going to like go and select the edges and essentially do this sort of thing and give it sharper edges like that. But I'm going to do that after. So we can use this. Use this. Get the right angle. You can move it up, make it longer. And now with the top, I kind of want it to like go from this and just kind of fade into a smaller size until like a pointy tip, you know. So I'm gonna do the same sort of thing we did down here. I'm gonna bring it up a good bit, and I'm gonna just press E a bunch. And just go like that. Now with this face selected, the very top face, I'm gonna turn this on. Then we're going to scale inward, and you can see the little circle thing is kind of small, so it doesn't really do a whole lot. But if you scroll with the scroll wheel, you can adjust how it does it. Like that. You get it kind of how you want it. Then you click, and what I like to do, so I don't have like 4 vertices at the top, or like have a face at the top and I want a point at the top, I just press delete and collapse edges and faces. Now, it's all just one vertice, and I can just turn that off and move it up, and there we go. Now it's a pointy tip. Anyway, so we have the basic shape of the blade down. That's pretty good. I intentionally made it a little bit thin because, you know, the edges are going to add a little extra width to it, but, you know, I might make it just a little bit thicker. I might just make it a little bit thicker though. Okay, so now we're going to go to the face select, and we're going to select, so basically we're going to select all the edges, and like, you could just one by one hold shift and then click each one, or what's easier, you select the bottom one, hold control, click the top one, and it automatically selects all of those. Then over here, you click the top one or the bottom one, whichever one. And click the bottom one with control. And you already have it. It's all already selected. Makes it a lot easier to select. But anyway, so now that we have all that selected, press E, right click, S, Y, or X, depending on how you rotated yours, and just kind of scale it out how far out you want the edges to be. That looks pretty good. And then just do S, X, 0. Then press enter. And then bam. You have the pointy blade, the pointy edges. Make it a little bit taller. There you go. You have a basic sword model. Now, there is a couple things that you can do. So like, you know, you have the basic sword model, it looks pretty good. But if you look at the handle, you can see like all the individual faces, and you might not want that. Maybe you want it a little bit smoother. So what you can do, you can go to Object, Shade Smooth, right? Or for me, I can just right click it, just go like that. But you know, either way, you can go like that. But then it looks a little bit interesting because like the parts that you don't want to like be smooth are still smooth, and like, you know, it looks weird. But what you can do to fix that, click on it, add modifier, edge split, and you can like adjust it. You're gonna adjust the split angle. With a lower split angle, it's gonna like make less of it smooth. With a higher split angle, it's gonna make more of it smooth. But the default is usually pretty good. Then you want to add the edge split to this one too, and you get that sort of thing. So it looks pretty cool. However, I might like that. There we go. There we go. Now I have a blade. You can take it a step further and do it on this part too. I don't know I don't really know what that would do. You know what I meant. Anyway, that's how you make a sword blade. Now, you could like texture it in Blender and import it as all as one mesh. And I used to do that. Like that used to be like my go-to method for texturing it. But lately, I've been using a new trick where you essentially do this. It's a really easy way of importing each separate part separately as separate meshes into a studio. So you can have like the handle as a mesh, you can have this part as a mesh, and you can have the blade as a mesh, and then you can just texture them in Studio. You can give them materials and colors in Studio, and that's kind of nice because then you can actually like, you know, have different materials instead of just like, you know, trying to texture it and I don't know. Anyway, that's about it. It's about how you make a sword. If you have any questions on any like things I did and you don't know how I did them or anything like that, then let me know. But yeah, that's how you make a sword in Blender.